That's even worse.
Grab my shit, put it back over me, and tucked into it like a burrito roll myself.
Yeah, that's me for sure. Like you can't go get it.
Bitch, you wanna take it this time, right?
You got to pull hard. Yeah.
What up, what up, what up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of More to Discuss. We in this bitch. I am your host, NunFlyyer, and I'm here with my beautiful daughter and co-host, the ToJo.
Yeah, it's me and my beautiful Caucasian home. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ain't here.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Oh, shit. It looks good on you, or around you, or however that works.
I appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
Hey, so yeah, we got a pretty popular show tonight. We're gonna talk about the boys that murdered XXXTentacion. I don't know if I said that nigga name right.
It's
And
debatable.
yeah, all the young stupidity that they done went through, over $50,000 is crazy. A man lost his life, all that. We gonna get into it though. But first, man, we go jump off into some young double standards and some other shit. Stereotypes. Yeah, man, because I think most people live through this lens of entertainment, right? Especially people that aren't around other people, like fucking foreigners, people from just different lands and shit. And not only that though, how we view people in this country, man. White people, fucking Hispanics, fucking all that shit. So yeah, we gonna jump off into it, man. But first, double standards as a woman, because y'all get them heavy, way heavy. But as a younger woman though, how relevant are they to you?
To me,
Especially being a woman who has a sort of masculine energy, who had to live through that whole thing. So it was perplexing to me when I stumbled upon the young subject through a whole nother podcast. Shout out to All Deaf Comedy, All Jeff Defiant Digital. They doing their thing over there. But yeah, it kind of struck me because I thought of you and I thought about that whole duality thing. So I was interested. Yeah, man.
I would say the whole like double standards thing. I can't say it doesn't apply to me because it really applies to everyone. However, I don't let it personally apply to me, if that makes sense. Because like I've done things that guys do, and I don't know, like outside of it being like now being in a relationship with a man, like now it kind of more so applies now because I gotta kind of ooh a certain type of way. But at the same time, I don't, because me and my boyfriend have a really broad understanding of my energy and what I do. It's like how I am. So it's never on like stepping on his toes or anything. Like, oh, but I have a broader understanding of why, like, oh, women are perceived a certain type of way. So, I mean, you shouldn't be able to do this. You can't do that, or like your man's supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that. Like, I don't let none of that stuff stick to me because I've literally been on both sides of the fence. So it's
okay.
like,
So no, go ahead.
No, that's what it is. It's like,
so in the age of I guess they call them the snowflake generation. I call it the cupcake era. Um, I believe double standards are kind of getting blurred, because the lines are blurred in between what I guess traditional men are supposed to do for women and what uh, the younger generations are coming up knowing and doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I guess a lot of it goes along the lines of chivalry. You know what I'm saying? In terms of um, a lot of women, especially back in the day, especially if you had sons or a husband or a boyfriend that stayed in the home, like they wouldn't dare touch no damn dishes and no bullshit like that, like because women didn't do that type of shit, right? Double standard, because the dude's always supposed to do all the heavy lifting, yada yada yada, so on and so forth, right?
yeah, I
But
don't
being
feel about that.
in a situation where, right, okay, so bet that's what I'm saying, right? Because So I'm kind of in the middle of it, right? Because I I do all the shit a man's supposed to do, regardless, because that's how I was raised, right? But I wouldn't be mad or be opposed or like even tripping if a woman decided shit. I could take trash out too. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like it's like, all right, whatever, nigga.
right.
I'm
And
fucking with
I'm the
you.
type of
You know what I
person.
mean? Like,
My boyfriend grew up where it's like more traditional. Men do what men do, female do because he was mostly raised by like his grandparents or whatever. So it's like it's kind of like sometimes I be having to not remind him, but just like show him like you don't have to do everything. Like as far as like the depth stands for the man and the woman, like woman's supposed to take care of the house, they're like that. The man's supposed to work, provide, and together that's how that team dynamic is supposed to work. You know what I mean? Whereas me personally, I feel like we could do everything together. Like he be working, ready to pay everything. I'm like, babe, I got something to put on too. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, and I'm like, okay. I guess I'll just, stick around, do around the house. But on the weekends, he still do what I do. He clean up, he cooking, he doing da da da. So it's like I don't think there's that men versus women dynamic anymore, where it's just like everybody's trying to figure out what we can do to help each other out.
so I guess overall, the goalpost or the bar is set differently throughout the generations. I guess, um, because I mean, you have like a whole bunch of different types of. Yeah, believe they're even blurred in terms of dating. You know,
Yes.
more women are paying for shit. More
Yeah.
women are asking niggas out. Uh, all of those lines are being crossed and
How do you
blurred and
feel
shit like
about
that.
women asking men to marry them?
Ha ha ha! Funny thing, right? So Meekland did the same thing with me, right? Uh,
Hmm.
Low key. Well, not necessarily asked me to marry her. I proposed, but she puts the issue on the marriage. So you know what I'm saying. On some, we getting married right now. Nigga, I got the ring and all the shit. Let's go
Oh
do it.
wow.
Type of shit. So yeah, I think that was a bit aggressive. Um, but I mean, shit. It is what it is. I'm the
I feel
type of
like
motherfucker though.
sometimes the
Like
men be taking too long.
if
Like,
I'm not finna. But it wasn't too long though. Like I'd only been out 2 years. But
oh yeah,
uh
no, that's different. Yeah.
uh I'm the type of person that, if you catching momentum, nigga, you think you hot, nigga, we gonna ride that wave, see how it turn out. Like what I'm saying, I'm not finna crush your dreams. I'm not finna fucking, what I'm saying? Because I believe I'm the type of dude that'll, I'm sound of mind, so I can survive most anything. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
It's all experience to me, low key. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying. You gotta live it to live it. So live it to know it.
Right.
So
Right.
let's see how this shit turn out. Plus, like I said, I was 2 years out, ain't really had no real direction and all that type of shit. So it was all a
Like, I mean, why not type vibe,
right type of thing, right? So yeah, man. But so I don't feel no type of ill way about it. Again, it all depends on who you fucking with or who you
Yeah,
talking
my
to. You know
boyfriend's
what I'm
like,
saying?
no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
When I ask you,
Cause it ain't for everybody. Some
I'm like,
dudes, like you were saying, your boyfriend grew up in a more traditional household, as was I, right? Because I was raised by my grandparents as well. So, um, it, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Because you were raised in type of
I grew up
situation
with you,
where,
but you not ready.
hold
But
up,
I'm
man.
ready.
Because
So
but
can I ask you?
you never know what a nigga trying to set up. You never know what niggas don't like just, especially if they believe in the sanctity and the institution of marriage, don't want to just jump into it in terms of fucking like not being financially set or I know you guys want to have kids, so motherfucker kind of want to be in a position to take care because kids, nigga, expensive
It
as
ain't.
fuck.
Yeah.
Fucking all of that type of shit kind of counts to a dude, right? Like because if we can't do that type of shit, you end up on the failure side of the game, especially when you're jumping into a marriage. And although the woman might feel like, well, no, it ain't you, baby. We both in this, blocka, 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 yada, yada, yada. That shit don't run like
Yeah,
that
because
with a
as a
nigga,
man,
especially in
y'all
the right.
naturally
This
need
shit
to.
is not, if you are that type of man. Now again, and he said he was raised in that type of household, so I understand how that goes because I'm that type of dude. Um, but again, those goalposts and those fucking goals get or those lines get blurred throughout the generations, because it's a lot of young women raising men. It's a lot of kids just raising kids in general.
Yeah.
Even if they have a baby mama and a baby daddy, or I'm saying together, they generally aren't married, not living under the
They're
same. You know what I'm
still
saying?
kids,
So it's
right?
like it's different. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get out to that. But
I kind of love
again, hey, right? It's a different ball game, right? So I believe that in the same token, though, a certain shit got to be adhered to, because physical double standards have to be maintained. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? Just
yes.
because
No matter how much you
that's the type
think
of
how
shit.
strong you think it
Right,
is, men's strength is
right.
completely different. Like
Way different shit, right?
way
So
different.
I guess it's double standards that are like necessary, right? For sure.
Some are, some are put in place for women's safety in regards to how
Especially that.
controlling a woman may appear, well, a woman may see the double standard or whatever the case may be. I do believe that certain double standards are put in place to keep women safe. Like sometimes the closed double standard thing, like how y'all can walk around without y'all shirt on and stuff like that, and we can't do that. But I get it, y'all don't got titties, y'all just got nipples. You know
But
what
if
I
you
mean?
was in somewhere like France or somewhere, you can get away with that type of shit. Plus, if you want to walk around titty free, Africa's always an option. You know what I'm saying? According to BBC, I mean
But in
BBC,
the society, when you really think
PBS.
about it, who really cares about a few nipples versus nigga? We got the judge, like niggas gonna be like,
But see,
so it's
that's
like you
another
gotta pay
thing.
attention to what is being protected at the same time. Yeah, it seems like a crutch or like a oh no, why we can't do this, why we can't do that. But when you really look at the reality of it, females really make it seem like, oh, I can dress how I want. Oh, I can. You really can, but
But
at the
it's
same time,
consequences and
you gotta
repercussions.
understand that if you dress in a certain type of way, you have to also conduct yourself a certain type of way because you're putting yourself in danger because there's predators
Hmm.
all over the place. You never know. And yeah, you woman, yeah, you do taekwondo, you know what I'm saying, take self defense classes, you do all this shit right. But a person with crazy man strength that voted and wants what he wants, nigga,
Yeah,
all
that
that
good old
self defense
fashioned
class,
determined nigga strength.
you can have this nigga in the chokehold as long as he can put what he want and where he need it, nigga. He'll be in a dead chokehold, still clapping them cheeks. He don't care about that shit
Hmm.
because he has that determination to do that. But you were so worried about, oh, I can't wear it. Now look at you because you didn't want to put on a jacket or because you didn't want to put on some pants that's a little bit longer.
Oh man, you ain't
Even
even
if
pump
you have
like
to
comments. Let's
stay
pump
like
up
that,
some
you don't have to
comments.
stay like that. You could enter the chat like that. You know what I mean?
No
But
problem.
it's just one of those things like I don't know. I just guess that yeah, we shouldn't be held responsible for it. But at the same time, I feel like being a person that dress very provocative and understanding that like it's the time and the place when you do it. You know what I mean? Basically, like I love to dress wearing whatever. My boyfriend lets me. I love that. He's not controlling in any kind of way when it comes to that. However, I do have the understanding that I don't have to be like this all the time. I don't have to just walk outside and everything I gotta have it on is crop top or something that's showing my legs or something. I don't have to always be like that. But now when I want to take that extra step and do that and understand that okay, I need to have my man present with me when I'm going in certain places like this so that I know that I have that level of security to be that free.
See,
So
I also think that it's fucked up that you don't have, especially in those situations, men around you will just as fast pull out a phone and videotape some shit or record some shit, videotape. Nigga, don't worry about that part. And record some shit before they help you. You know what I'm saying? And that's fucked
right.
up because as a woman, a black woman, uh, you should be able to do what you want to do. Understand that there are consequences, repercussions that can come behind that, but
Yeah.
at the same time, the security should be
There.
there. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? Just based on the fact that you a sister or you know what I'm saying, you a black woman, right?
Yeah.
Um, a lot of motherfuckers are so individualized in terms of I'll mind my business or shit, she ain't my sister or I don't know that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And that's it's kind of fucked
But
up
in reality,
because
she's your black sister. We are all family.
but not only that though, you're a woman, man, and us knowing, the bringers of life, all of that type of shit.
You should
Us knowing
automatically
how
want to protect.
right, bam, right, like it should be ingrained in one's DNA to where
Yeah,
y'all should be feel more secure about the shit, right? And I think that's kind of fucked up.
I agree.
I'm never in position to have to save a motherfucker from doing that type of shit, primarily because, I don't be in those situations. My life is kind of linear, you know what I mean? But, if given the situation, I would definitely, hey, nigga, what the fuck you doing, man? You know what I'm saying?
I
Because,
believe that. Yeah.
nigga, fuck that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I've
Fuck you
always
doing,
been, and I
right?
being the natural born protector that I am because I have no to survive. I'm like that. I
Well,
see
yeah, and I'm
something
the same
that
way
ain't
because I'm
right.
the oldest of four.
You
So,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying? I'm always correct some shit that I see ain't right, even if it's a little white girl. Shit, I know you deal with a big black. Hey, nigga, chill out for real. You know she little as stop playing. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like
right.
because I know our anatomy. Nigga, what you doing? Stop playing. So I do my part
Hmm.
personally to try to lend that
No, no, no,
protection,
no.
and if I feel like I need to do that, because
Muscatel.
I'm gonna tell you exactly because everybody is
I'd be a freak.
it's and I feel like
The
sometimes the women
Muscatel.
are
You know
preyed
what I'm
upon
saying?
as well because of that certain type of how delicate or oh she can go under pressure. Like okay,
Hey.
how do you feel about that? The stereotype of women being able to be raped, but men not being able to be raped. I don't like that.
Well, because you can't. I mean, I guess if you were in prison, you could rape a man. How if okay? So if you're knocking a nigga out, you probably ain't gonna get him hard. And then if you get him hard, he probably ain't gonna tell you no. So I mean, unless you're a kid, you know what I'm saying, or unless you just basically being taken advantage of by a woman that you really ain't trying to be taken advantage of, then yeah, that's right. But generally, the way a man works, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't penetrating your boy,
Okay, can
I
we
don't
please
classify it
elaborate
as
on the
rape. You know what I'm saying?
Like I
You know
just
what I'm
needed
saying?
to elaborate on the please.
Yeah,
Like
like I said, if it's okay, so for instance, right, I grew up in an era where if you got some older box, then you was like the man in them streets, right? So who in the hell would tell on that? Like who, you know what I'm saying? And the niggas that I grew up around, you tell them niggas, they be like, oh nigga, you didn't like, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas is dreaming about the type of shit that a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, doing. So it's like,
mm,
who would tell on that type of shit? Like
it's like
I wasn't raised in
glorified
that era.
more so
Right,
for
right.
boys.
Because, was raised by a different breed of cats. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it was raised in the whole be fruitful and multiply kind of thing. Like, I had y'all when I was kids. So,
Yeah.
it was that
Yeah.
era.
You was
Plus,
slinging that
my
secret
mother
sauce.
had me when she was young, 17. My grandmother had her first kid at 14, I believe. So it's like I grew up in that cycle. You know what I
I kind
mean?
of broke that cycle, guys.
Yes, you did. Like you and your sister. Uh, Bug did too. She done had kids till she
Don't
was
know if I
older.
want to.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't
Although,
say
but
that
a
I
lot of
want
the women too, though.
ultimately. I understand that though, being in the state of internet manhood.
Right, exactly. But I mean, not really, because just getting some in general, you feel like you're a man. You know what I'm saying? Um,
But what makes you a
I
man if I
guess
get one
older
good
women.
cat?
No, no, no. It has nothing to do with being a man. I'm saying in terms of feeling, in terms of bravado, in terms of what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Machismo, man. Like, being a man is fucking something altogether different. Way, way different beast of shit, You're just a kid sticking your weenie and things at that point. But the feeling of it, though, you know what I'm saying? It's different. You know what I mean? Like, especially new loves and new experiences. Like, all that shit is, great, right? But it has nothing to do with being a man. So don't bundle the two together, basically.
Right.
Um, but so in terms of double standard, even in that, like, y'all can't do that. Y'all can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Well, probably now, but not back then
Look, I had
because
to tell my head. I said, who
you would
can't
be
do
considered you would be
that?
considered a harlot. You know what I'm saying? You would be considered a Jezebel. You know what I'm talking about? Like
But that's what I
it would
hate.
be
Y'all could go out and have sex with. I'm talking about niggas have a scroll of coochie line. Like, yeah,
right.
it did like this. Hit these two hoes at the same time. Da, 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 da. You're that man. But here I go with my scroll. Let him
You
hit
got
that.
to go to the whole house.
Oh,
You know
you
what I'm
got a
saying?
trailer on you. You're a slut. What is wrong with you? You're loose. You're
you
ingy.
got
You're out there. You're da da
you
da. And
got
it's
to
like,
go to where they
but
get
I
paid
thought
for
I
that
was having
thing
a good
at.
time, just like you was. We both went out together. You got her, I got him, and then we got them, and then we had a good time because you my homie. And then, but I'm a hoe. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
when you talking back with everybody else because I went home with this nigga, and you home with that girl, and what?
And here's the most unendearing part about it, right? Technically, unless you're getting paid for it, you're not even a hoe. At that point, you just slutting around.
You just
So
yeah, you
slutting
just
around for a
you
dude is
let
like
people
cool
and just
shit.
do whatever.
Slutting around for a woman, not so cool in the
That's
eyes of
crazy
society,
because unless
right?
we're getting paid for it, it's not justified. Some people just like sex.
Right. And even if you're getting paid for it, it ain't
It
justified.
ain't
It's a little bit
sometimes,
more
but I feel like
respected,
just more
but
so recently it's been justified because it's more broadcast as this is literally just money for some people. You know what I mean? Whereas before, what nigga?
so yeah,
Shit.
now people is making generational wealth off of selling a box. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
it's the standards have definitely changed because now the box is in the box. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? On everybody's box across the nation, thanks to
yeah.
porn, things of that nature.
Man, look at
But
man.
you know what I mean?
I don't.
It's a
I
beautiful thing.
personally, I just don't
But it
see
ain't
how.
even about us though. Y'all want it to be equal and liberal and shit. Y'all got that. So take that. Double standards still
And
run
do
though.
and do though, but and take it with private. However, why do it have to be in a sense of a business exchange for it to be like? I mean, I ain't mad at you. Like what, nigga? Why can't I just be getting what I want if that's what I want?
Because the
If
bar.
I want to have each hole plug, I should not be called a whore. I should just be able to. I got the holes. Why I can't use them? Shit.
So listen, I am the type of father who agrees to an extent, right? But at the same time, right? It's the bar hasn't been raised or the lines haven't been blurred that much yet, right? But with the inception of the kind of music that's happening, the kind
Right.
of music, the videos that are popping, the visuals that you get with the music, it's
Yeah.
slowly but surely changing the fucking bar, right? So the thing about that is now protecting yourselves. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Protecting yourselves and having those around you or the people around you who are men, especially black men if you're a black woman. Um, because look, right, it's not hard to stop a mother. Most motherfuckers are scary, right? That's why they're preying on women. So the
yeah.
first time motherfuckers say something, they're liable to just get skittish and run off, right? It it doesn't hurt a motherfucker in essence. Now, you may run across a crazy motherfucker that turn around and shoot the shit out you, but I
Right.
mean, hey, I mean, if you're gonna take that chance, do your shit, right? Um, but at the same time, most situations aren't like that, right? Just saying, hey, what are you doing? Will scare a nigga off.
Yeah.
You should have at least enough fucking love for,
Dignity and love for
you know
the
what I'm saying?
people that's around
To
you in the world to feel that you should do that. Yeah.
right,
But
you
there's
know what I'm
not enough
saying?
of that though. This world lacks so much of that. It's kind of sad. You will see somebody getting dog beat down like, and you just and walk like you're gonna slow down your car a little bit to watch it, but you're not actually gonna stop it.
Yeah, I don't think you should. You can never be equal just based off of physics and physical shit. It's not an equal kind of thing. Now, understand that I believe that there's shit that we can both come to agreement on. We can always come to understanding on all types of shit. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's like, you want to arm wrestle? Would you tell me? What are you
I
saying?
be trying to arm wrestle
You
my
know
boyfriend every day.
like,
And
you know
sometimes
what I
I
mean?
win.
So, and I believe that, in essence, a lot of, again, man, it's a lot of shit. It's a whole bunch of shit. Mind the double standards, just the way people are being raised. Like a nigga should be able
Well,
to take the lead, right? A nigga
yeah,
should be able to guide himself and his family through
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And if you're not in a family situation, you shouldn't be in a situation where you're being guided by, anything but your own mind and your own way, especially
Right,
being a man, right?
right,
Again, you can come to agreements with anybody, you know what I'm saying? And decisions that you make are the decisions that you made, right? Period. But, man, woman, or child, you should be in, fucking command of your own direction.
what you
And if
got
you
going
got a
on? Right,
family, you got to be able to bring them with you, right? So, in terms of protecting, providing all the shit that come with that shit. So, As a woman, though, you generally don't have to worry about that. Your worries are more about the kids, the household, shit like that. Um, because
What
although
about
you
the
guys
women that
are,
don't have a man? Like,
but
what
here's
about
the
the
thing.
women that don't have men?
No, but here's the thing. A lot of those women champion us through politics, through um 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 um, um, um public works, or um not protest, but you know what I mean. I guess it's all a part of politics, but they champion us in other ways, man, that niggas don't even be appreciating, and that's crazy as fuck because they always on the front lines of some shit they got to do with us all the time. And a lot of them may not even be dating dudes. Fuck, a lot of them may not even be dating black dudes. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But they're always on the fucking forefront, and that's a
It's
different type of
important.
protection in essence, right? So that's
Yeah.
dope too. So I mean, it's some double standards that need to be applied in terms of physically, because again, you guys are the bringers of life. So the box has to be protected to a certain extent. Like y'all can't just be exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And
As
most
am
black
I.
women are though. You know what I'm saying? Most black women are. Their fathers are black, so 100% they behind that, right? Even though they taste in men might not be, sexually, or they may not be attracted, or they may be attracted to everybody, just so happen that they're outside the race or whatever. Most of them fucking champion for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And bring they out of race counterparts with them. You know what I'm saying? And had their ass champion for us, right?
No,
So
every
it's
time.
a beautiful thing in that fact, right? Um, but it's double standards in terms of physical or whatever the fuck that need to be in place, because again, you guys are the bringers of life, man. Y'all need to be protected for sure. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know,
How do you feel about domestic violence, like a woman beating on a man versus a man beating on a woman?
okay, so
Because I personally ain't never been the person to call the domestic violence. I'm always trying to protect myself. However, I done provoked a few little situations. I ain't gonna lie. I done provoked a few. Like, said something a little too slick to me. And just because you a man, I'm not supposed to punch you in your shit. No, sir. No, sir. I'm gonna hit you because you
so
should watch your mouth.
I
So,
guess this I guess this all goes back to women carrying the blam dammer, because I could pretty much take anything, right? But my face though, this beautiful piece of art. Let me lift up the hat so y'all can see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't,
okay.
I don't
You are
enjoy I
so
don't
my
enjoy that being touched
dad.
in an aggressive manner at all, right? So that might be a different situation. But all the chest shots and body shots and all that shit, I'll hold you back, girl. Stop. Watch out. Leave me alone. Move. You know what I'm saying? Stop. Hold up. Quit. Stop. Once you get to going that nigga face, man, it becomes a fight. And now I don't like to fight. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you got to know the boundaries in terms of the people that you're dealing with.
Right.
Um, but all in all, though, I mean, I've also raised by women who fight. My mother is a fighter. My sisters are fighters, and put your hands on them. They damn sure respect for them. You know what I'm saying? If they hit you, they
You
gonna
better
fight you.
be ready for
So
the clap back because it's coming,
yeah,
baby.
yeah. If you hit them, they gonna fight you, my nigga. So
That's me too. Like I've always been that way. Like,
have fun.
oh, don't
You know,
provoke it,
because
don't
they gonna
provoke it,
fight
don't
you.
provoke it. I'm not provoking it. However, you're not finna think that, oh, you can put your hands on me because I ain't
I'm
never been
fucking
that kind of girl
man.
ever.
Hey, I come from a long line of beasts, bro.
People
Yeah,
should
all the time. People should keep their hands to themselves.
can protect.
Period. That's the end of the.
But
That's
what
the
about
goal.
the people that have the complex and think that they can be everybody?
But by all means, if a motherfucker put his hands on you, man, woman, and child, protect yourself at all times. You know what I'm saying? Because, man,
Punch
don't
me.
let nobody fucking, you know what I'm saying? But again, as a man who, and as I'm getting in the boxing ring with like Layla Ali or somebody, you got to show me. You can't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I would suggest you keep your hands to yourself because, man, knock that shit off.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't
Knock that shit off.
condone women putting their hands on men because at the same time,
Oh,
like you
man,
said,
whatever.
it's a different strength level. It's a different, like, you know what I mean? So it's like you don't even want to put yourself in that position. Like even like women and gay men, that is still a man.
Man, or gay men and gay men, or women and women in those situations. Like the violence is crazy,
It's
man.
insane, and it's like I've seen like me personally, I have a gay best friend that we used to play for all the time. Like we used to make people think that we was actually fight. We get off the school bus, actually squatting up, like what's up, what's up, what's up, and people would see us and it's like, oh, oh, they actually fighting. But no, we just know how to actually fight, but
Yes,
play fight.
ma'am.
You know what I mean?
And they can get it.
But
Say,
if the shoes on their hand, I wouldn't dare like if we out or something, if somebody a female disrespecting him, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna whoop that whole ass because he's still a man,
and shouldn't have
regardless
to. I
if
mean, if
he's
you
gay or
protected me, I'm
not.
gonna
He's
protect
still a
you.
man. I'm not gonna let him get into a whole squabble with a female because he's gay. No, I'm there. I'm a female friend. I'm gonna whoop her ass peacefully.
Yeah, man, you got your my back, I got yours. You say you protect
Yeah.
me, I protect
And
you,
then it's
especially in
vice
those
versa. If it was
situations.
a man approaching me trying to be wild and hot, he would take up that because he's still a man and whoop ass.
Yeah, gay men do
But
have
they
crazy
do because
strength,
they feel
but
like
they
they
men
have to
though.
over
They're
accomplish.
men though. That's what you got to understand. Not only do they have men strength, it's not insane because the average nigga do the same shit. It's just that you don't expect it from a gay guy because of the appearance, perhaps, or even if he was a undercover dude, right? It's still a dude. It's still a dude.
It's
You know what I'm
still a
saying?
man.
And
Exactly.
if they taking hormones, I think that should help. That's like extra shit,
They like they juiced up, like
right?
super buff and beefy. Like, dude,
They
relax,
ready
bro,
for whatever
relax.
at that point, right? So, but they still men. So I wholeheartedly agree with that, though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for at the end of the day, there shouldn't be a reason for it just based on physics, a physical fucking man female shit. You shouldn't have to fight a woman. Like for
Fact.
what?
I personally
For
feel
what?
like
Okay.
as a man, y'all should have more composure. Like women are very emotional
Yeah,
creatures.
it's a double
Men
standard.
like men pride themselves on not being so emotional.
There are
And
double
all that.
standards.
Let her feel how she feel, cuss you out and all that shit without getting your feelings.
Well, I mean, if it's warranted for sure, but if it's just on some bullshit, then you got to take that shit to a mirror. I'm not no fucking emotional punching bag either. Like I don't deal in that realm of emotions. I'm a real easygoing light kind of dude, and I understand you be having people to fucking uh bread. Damn, I'm in. And even if you're having a situation where you're having a bad day, we can talk about it, but don't go off on a nigga because you feel that. Nah, nigga,
You
hold up,
know, it should
swole
never
up.
be
You
that
know what I'm
kind of
saying?
situation at all.
Hold up, swole up. What you mean? You know what I'm saying?
But I'm talking about in the instance where it's like you kind of caused the issue and nah, nigga, you need to take that.
But see, and the crazy shit, there's double standards in beauty. You know what I'm saying? There's double standards in fucking classes in terms of how you live. Uh
Yes.
but and those are double standards that are just ridiculous to me. Well, I mean, I can't say about the beauty part because I kind of err on that side. But other than that though, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying,
My
like,
fault. My fault.
ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? But uh I believe that, all that shit is subjective, right? But for the outward opinion of people, that shit weigh heavy on motherfuckers, man. That's why you have a bunch of kids, like even those who consider themselves outcasts, man. If, acceptance is a crazy thing.
Yes.
Crazy, crazy thing. Like you'll never know what doors open up to you, you know, by being receptive and accepting of people, just people in general.
No, that's
You
a
know what I'm
fact.
saying?
That's a whole
And we
fact.
don't have enough of that. That's the thing that just really don't exist. Everybody
Yeah,
think
because I feel
weird
like
is weird and they try
everybody
to stay
in
away
in
from
a
weird.
way is trying to stagnate somebody else from getting further than them. It's
And
like
that's ridiculous.
everybody wants to be on top. Everybody wants to be the best, but it's like, yeah, if you really pay attention to like the Black Panther and Wakanda and even
Yep.
goddamn the Avatar things like that, like everybody has their thing and together makes it more easy and all better because we're all
Yeah,
working
more
together
powerful, everything.
and against each other. And I've always like wondered like what really could happen if every black person literally stopped fighting each other and put that same ambition and fire and towards businesses, towards communities, towards just loving each other in general.
It'd be a crazy,
Wakanda
crazy thing.
forever for real, nigga.
Yeah,
Like
it'd
what?
be a crazy, crazy thing. with all the beautiful minds that we have within the ranks of our tribes, it'd be a crazy, crazy thing.
What? Like I always think about that. Like that's why I don't even like beef in general. Like I try to be a person that's like a well rounded as far as like if there's an issue, trying to come to a common ground and then find like a way that we can still move forward and have some type of peace within each other. Because it's enough of us going against each other as it is. So when it's like they want that stereotype of us black on black crime, nigga, we gotta kill that.
See, so and that's a beautiful segue into stereotypes because crime is crime. Be it black on black, Asian on Asian, green on green, whatever, whatever. That's just fucking crime. We got to get past that
Yeah.
bullshit, regardless, right? But I believe stereotypes control how we approach people too, right? Like for instance, the angry black woman stereotype, or even the Karen stereotype, right? Well, that's not more of a stereotype; it's more of a actual thing because
Yeah, that's like a personality
you
trait.
don't run up on all white women thinking they Karens until they show you
Oh,
that they
you
Karen.
can tell a Karen from a pull up though. Ain't no way around it.
Now, I don't know. I mean, I want until the actions. All white women are white women to me
Mm,
until they show themselves. So
mm,
I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm an accepting type of person though. You know what I'm saying? You go be a person before you anything fucking with me. And we go
right.
converse about shit that we are fucking have great topics on. Like I kind of like look past stereotypes instead of the ones that are like blatantly in your face,
Yeah.
right? Because I try to accept people for people. But there are some stereotypes that ring true as shit, right?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
black men in athletics, far superior. That's just how that works.
They
You know,
very much are. I can
it's a
agree.
generic thing. It's a genetic thing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's a stereotype that actually counts. Like, if all the black people left
So
sports, do you know how boring sports would be? Everything would be golf.
yeah, you're right.
Everything.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
how you feel
Which
about
is crazy
like
because a lot of people love
making
golf, but it's not a
rich
spectator sport like that, right? Unless you love golf. You know what I'm saying?
I like golf, but I don't love it. It's boring.
Exactly. Right. Like you'll go to Top Golf, hit some shit, but you know what I'm saying?
I
For the
probably
average
won't watch.
person,
I
it's like
won't
it's
go
golf.
and personally watch Tiger Woods play. I'm not
Which
doing
is also crazy because outside of equipment, golf ain't even expensive like that.
it. No, it's really
It's
just
actually dope shit. Like
right.
you know what I'm saying? Like shit that a whole lot of black people is into though. But you know what I'm saying? I guess you figure most people figure you gotta be a certain class, which is also a stereotype, which is crazy. You gotta be a certain class to have a certain amount of money
Yeah,
to
because you
enjoy
have
a
to be
game
able
like golf.
to afford your membership at the country club.
But that ain't how they go though, because country clubs aren't that expensive. A and B, right? It's a thinking man's game. Like you
But
got to
that's why I said
calculate.
it's
You got
the
to fucking
stereotype. You don't see and just be okay. It may not be that expensive, but you still not gonna see a nigga that chill on the block with his pants taking down half his ass at the golf course.
right.
Like
It's
it's
a
yeah, not that
it's a
expensive, but
it's
them
the
doors
type
are
of thing
open.
that it's the type of thing that especially with black people, like i.e. Tiger Woods, put their mind to. You could turn it into something altogether different because it's a thinking man's game, and there's
Right,
no man that think better than the black man. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Especially if they're thinking about the right shit, right?
right shit.
So,
Yeah, hell yeah.
nigga, it's one of them things, man. That like chess, like it's. But that's why I don't think a lot of spectators get behind it. They don't take the time to learn the rules. You know what I'm saying? Fuck around and realize how angles and wind variance and all of this
Oh,
shit
all of that.
counts.
That's what all
All
that comes
shit
into
counts,
account.
right?
Yeah,
So unless you know that, like in baseball, it's certain shit that baseball watchers look for that makes the game entertaining to them, like pitcher box, all that type of shit. Um, so but black people, especially black people that deal with golf, unless they know the game, you generally ain't gonna run across too many black people that golf like that. You know what
no,
I'm saying? Unless they're famous, you know what I'm
right.
saying? Or they know a certain
Or they got a
again,
certain
a lot of
type.
black people think that it's a class thing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I golf.
No, and a lot
I
of black people
love it.
do golf though. A lot of
I
black
love
people do golf
golf.
though.
Like I love going to a golf course and hitting them things. It's fun.
Right. But
I
for the
like
average person, right? Like the average person. So like say for instance, my bro, our fantabulous expert producer that we have, man, K-Mac,
Kingfish.
golfed his ass off, right? All the way to the bitch ass nigga stole his clubs. But we gonna rectify that shit. Cause fuck that. My nigga golf was golfing his ass off. This thing got a whole, well, not a whole channel, but he had dedicated some of his motherfucking videos to his channel, different YouTube channel, to niggas out there getting it. Dude, it's a lot of people out there that are black that get it, but a lot of us, most of us, don't know that you can just go get it. They
No,
think you gotta
right.
have You know what I'm saying?
The
An
doors is
exorbitant
not
amount of
open
money.
for them. They're not being put in those rooms. It's not accessible to them. It's like people don't realize life isn't as crushing as you see. It's your mindset. You know what I mean? If you really
Right.
broaden your horizon mentally, the ideas, the doors, the situations, the conversations, the people that will be accessible to you will automatically just shift.
And a
But
lot of people. Oh,
that's
sorry.
you know
Go
what I'm
ahead.
saying. But people don't apply that. They just stick to wherever they at. Oh, I'm gonna stay in my lane.
They
What's your
live
lane?
in the they live in the mind frame of stereotypes,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
no one wants to escape that box unless you were shown something different, right? And that's, I think, the big part of it. The fucking examples. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, the blatant stereotypes that you see are in front of your face. Those are examples. You can kind of lean on them a little bit. But
right.
the fucking possibilities are endless when it comes to us. You know what I'm saying? Endless when it comes to us. So we got to get out of those stereotypical mind frames so we can live better lives. Primarily because it's a lot of good shit out there for us, man. And you don't have to be white to enjoy that shit.
Not at
You know what I'm
all.
saying? You don't have to be rich to enjoy a bunch of that shit.
Not
You
at
may
all.
have to be rich to do it like you want to do it, but to actually enjoy the shit,
To
you
be a
don't
part of
have to
it,
be
you don't
rich.
have to
Right.
be right.
Right. So, we got to get out of those stereotypical mind frames because most people live in those boxes. Right. So I believe that the breaking down of stereotypes is a also an evolving thing, right? Because, so say for instance, you have some people that are steadfast in being homophobic, right? Um, Not accepting people for who they are, addressing them in terms of the stereotypes. But
You
like my man was saying, he had a ball at Pride, man. Once you get past the stereotype,
can't shit exactly.
you know
You
what I'm
realize
saying?
that people are just people, and just because they like something don't mean they like you.
Right, right. So we got to get out them boxes. You know what I'm saying? Those stereotypical
And
boxes that we are
when I
held in.
growing up gay, I feel like that was definitely one of the like biggest things that was like, oh, she gay, she can't be around. Oh, she gay, she can't do this. Or she can't. Or don't get undressed in front of her. Or don't do this. Or you can't stay out of her house. She gay. She might try to do something. First of all, your daughter don't even take showers, so why would I do that? Like you trying to be funny, but you didn't even teach her proper hygiene. Why would I want to do that?
Oh, that's hilarious.
You know what I mean? It's like people don't really put all into account what comes with how people see things
Yes,
or how
ma'am, it
people
is.
feel. So it's like I that was like one of the biggest like states that irked my like grind my gears. Even having a gay best friend, like I strongly believe that my mom's ex-husband was a homophobe, but not because he didn't like gay people, but because secretly he has some desires that he needed to be met. Okay.
Hey, and a lot of
And
people are that way. That's
yeah,
what
and,
keeps
and
them in that
I
box.
picked up on that shit so heavy. Like you mad at me and my best friend because we're so open and fair around each other. It makes you uncomfortable. We're not in your space though. Me in my room and my closed door, not bothering nobody. But you making it your business to poke your head in my door and complain because we got on booty shorts in my room. Every time we exit my room, we got on some sweatpants or something to cover up whatever extra would make anybody uncomfortable.
Right.
But behind my door, we having a good time. We live, we girls, we live our girl life. Leave us alone. But that's not how
Hey,
you
man.
feel
Some
because
motherfuckers wish they could be that free.
it makes you uncomfortable. So you got to make sure you peek your head in my door. Why y'all in here looking like that? Y'all need to put some clothes on. He's still a
Minding
boy.
your business.
He like dingling. He not worried about this booty being out.
Right.
So it's
Right.
like it's just that the stereotypes of how people expect things to go and how people expect things to move because of sexual orientation or how people want to see themselves. Like no, 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 no. It's the same thing with like transsexual people or transvestite like trannies. They cross dress, but because they look like women, don't mean they want to be approached.
Right. Or
They're not asking for
ridiculed
that.
or
They
any of
just
that.
want to feel good. And now you mad because you approached him, he or him, and not
Yes.
her. And now you want to fight.
Yes, they mad because they can't
This
be
is
as free.
crazy.
For fucking
This is
sure. That's
crazy.
that's a for sure kind of thing. And what's crazy about that is ain't nobody saying you can't. Now again, speaking on her situation, the dude was older, so he probably had historical uh male toxicity ties you know what I'm saying, in terms of being able to express yourself or whatever. But I mean, man, that's your problem. You might need to seek some help, counseling. You know what I'm talking about? Talk to some people about that.
You mad at
But
me because I'm open and honest with who I am.
right,
That's
you
not my
can't
fault that you can
fucking
see me with a girl one week and see me with a guy the next week, and you're mad because you can't live in your truth. That's your
right,
problem.
right. You can't fucking project that misery upon other people.
Man, I'm talking about I went through hell and high water with my stepfather just because of that right there. You mad low key because you can't beat me, baby. I'm sorry. It's
Most
because you
motherfuckers
you
just want to
you
live,
you
man.
grew up in an era where it wasn't glorified for you to be who you are. That's not
It's
my problem.
especially being kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, at the end of the day, they don't mean nobody no harm, man. They just trying to do them.
Figure
You know
out
what I'm saying?
what's best for us, what we are into. It may have not last long, okay, but I still got to experience that, and it led me to where I am today. I understand that, okay, yeah, I like females, but I can't be in a relationship with one. I have that broad understanding, but I
Right,
wouldn't have the understanding if I didn't at least see.
right, right. You
I
you
would, I
know
would be like
because
you.
you
I'd
know.
be mad like you, watching everybody else out here living their life, mad because I could live in my truth, figure out what I wanted for myself. I'm not doing that to myself. No, what you mean?
Right. You know because you know. And
Yeah,
that's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, being in the greater United States of America, you should be able to express your feelings and do what you need to do, you know, in your space, in your time. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you're living your own experience, right? Um,
yeah,
uh at the end of the day though, it's a whole lot of hatery ass motherfuckers that roam this planet, nigga, that
yeah.
just because they can't do what you do, even if you're just doing you for yourself, they gonna hold that against you, right? And I say that to segue to our next topic, right? um the
Literally, not
cats
even.
that end up murdering your boy XXX
Rest in peace to a real one, man.
Stenstacion. Yeah,
Tentacion.
man. Hey,
Tentacion.
that is a pure, unadulterated, blatant, unnecessary life that has been taken. For sure.
Hate
Rest in
crime.
peace to the dude.
Haters.
Um, my man was just trying to live his life. But the dudes who did kill the man uh were sentenced, or were they sentenced today?
Yeah, they sent it to life.
Yeah,
Live, live, live. I'm sorry.
yeah, indeed though. Yeah, they gonna be in that bitch till they meet the upper room too. You know what I'm talking about? They gonna be in that bitch until they see the upper
All for
room
fifty
too.
thousand dollars. Now think about it
Right?
like this:
Right?
you could have strategized smarter, invested your money right, flip some weight if you're a real nigga, and got that money yourself. But instead, you're gonna take somebody's life. That's crazy. And now you got live. That's crazy. That's
Them
crazy.
dude, them dudes, literally, right? Done told on themselves. Done been all over the season. I was tripping off of the footage that they got of these dudes, right? Like the internet is undefeated, though. Like, but not only the internet though. CCT footage is crazy. They got cameras. They tracked them niggas all the way to the motherfucking rental shop where they got the van from. The broad who rented the nigga, nigga,
I just
nigga.
don't appreciate how long it took
Well, I
because
mean,
his
because you know they had to
oh,
lock that shit up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but I just feel like like it was so up in the air for so long, and not that it died off because it's never too late for justice. However, it's one of those things where it's like, damn, y'all find if it was a little white girl, her killer would have been found, my boy.
So, of
They would have
course.
figured out who got her for that 50,000. They would have figured that out. So
So,
it's just not prioritized as I feel like it should have definitely been personally.
so, I feel a kind of way about that. Okay, so I believe that that is true in the case of white people who got money, because broke white people shit get thrown to the wayside. Like, you know, okay, so this world move more on money than it does racism a lot of the times, right? Because, you know, That's pretty much how that goes. If you got a family that got some money or a motherfucker in a high place, they gonna push the issue for you, right? Now, true indeed, if it's just the average white girl and the average black girl that go missing, the average white girl's gonna make the news first. That's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? For sure. That's some bullshit. But on a grander scale, it's about who got the money, man. Who willing to put that money in to put up them motherfucking 10,000, $15,000 fucking rewards and all this bullshit for information or whatever. Like all that shit is about dough for the most part. But with this dude, I believe it was it. So the thing about the justice system and niggas also while you in there, a lot of people push time back for a whole lot of reasons, right?
Yeah.
Um, could have been a couple attorneys fired, could have been, anything. They be, especially if you have a whole bunch of evidence against you, you want to give your attorney every opportunity to dig yourself from up under that bullshit. You hoping in the time that's gone by, nigga, a lot of motherfuckers forgot about some shit, got hit by some cars, a missile hit a motherfucker, meteor probably blew up their house. Like you hoping for a whole lot of shit to happen within that time, right? Being a motherfucking defendant. So,
It's been
right.
5 years. The police don't look for us when it's a
Right, but again,
significant
they've been in jail for a while though. Like it's like I said, man, it's a bunch of bullshit that go behind getting the justice that deserve to a motherfucker, especially if you're on the defendant side of that justice. Because again, you grasping at every straw you can find. You know what I'm saying? Hoping for anything to happen until you got to face that music with all the bullshit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Um, Wishing bad upon motherfuckers, trying to fucking uh reach motherfuckers so they can't come to court, like all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? To certain
it's just
motherfuckers,
crazy.
it's a thing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, um, plus with the type of dude who had the little bit of money that he had and the estate that he left his people, like if they could have pushed the issue on it, they would have, I'm sure. But you can't stop a
I mean,
motherfucker
I
going
also
trying to let
think
that
that, I
happen.
mean, you get that kind of lump sum. They was like, I mean, where's that? But like, he died cause I
On
feel like
some bullshit. It wasn't like he was flossing the dough. It wasn't like they pulled up on that nigga in the motherfucking drive through talking about I want a
nah,
double
folks just
cheeseburger, nigga,
really
with
watch
cheese.
people
Like,
and wait for the best time to strike. And that's why I personally not say that's why I don't go nowhere, but that's why I don't trust people overall. And anything that I do, I am very cautious and I pay attention to the moves I make and the people that I inform when I'm doing. And you know what I mean? Because you never know what person is waiting for your slip moment or to catch you slipping if you know what I mean. So it's like,
but here's the thing: my man was being humble. My man was in there trying to purchase a motorcycle. Now, I don't. It was fucked up is you don't go get no cash money. You better grab a cashier's check, swipe that motherfucking card because
but he a young
you
nigga
gotta
though.
be
You gotta
smart.
think about
Right,
it like this. This a
right.
young nigga that got money. If I could go and buy a fucking motorcycle cash, I'm gonna go buy a fucking motorcycle cash, nigga. My mom
But
ain't
what's
even had
fucked up
money to
is
feed me when I was younger, nigga. I can go buy a motorcycle cash, nigga. I'm gonna go buy my motorcycle cash. With
see,
my
but what's
Louis
fucked.
duffel. Fuck is you talking? Like,
But what's fucked up is you have to be taught better than that. You know what I'm saying? Like you
no,
have to be taught
110%, but I get his
different.
mindset though. Like I
No, yeah, I
understand
do
why he
too.
was
I
moving the way
understand.
he was moving
You
because you in a
talking
certain
to
position, nigga.
you
What? What
you
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 come from
talking
and what you can do now, nigga?
you,
Yes.
you
Yes,
talking to
nigga.
me.
I'm gonna do it
You know what
every
I'm saying?
time.
My past indiscretions dealt in cash. You know what I'm saying? Like I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Purchase
Niggas,
pretty
when
much
you feel that,
everything
that's
in
a
cash.
level of like, yeah, like that's a level of yeah for real. It's like, yeah.
But that
Cash
don't make it
talks,
no
baby.
better
That's
though.
just real.
And that's moving forward in terms of us getting better financially, getting better in terms of learning, fucking financial awareness, that type of shit. Let me ask you this though: how do you feel about the whole Drake beef having to play a part of this shit? Because
I didn't
my boy,
appreciate that.
they lawyers was
I did
leaning
not
on that shit
appreciate
kind
that.
of heavy. Like,
I
nigga,
did
come
not
on,
appreciate
man.
that, and I didn't even feed into it remotely at all because
I don't believe
come
most
on,
people did.
not to
I
say
don't believe
that
most
Drake's
people
not
did.
like that, but Drake's not like that.
But then, right, but not only that though, that's what I go back to grasping the straws and shit. Like them niggas was really grasping at any and everything they could. But they fucking defense team was black as fuck, dude. I hope they didn't pay for that shit. I hope that was some pure unadulterated state appointed shit. Because nigga, if they paid for that defense team, that was horrible. Horrible, nigga.
Not horrible.
Horrible, nigga. Nigga, for real, nigga. They were horrible. Like they was grasping at all the straws. Nigga. They was bringing like if you was around, they'd have brought you into that shit too. Like she said, XXXTentacion could suck her dick. And this nigga hit me. Like we was in an accident,
Why
nigga.
wouldn't
Yeah,
I?
right. You know what I mean? Like they'd have brought your ass into that
I
shit
mean,
too.
I killed this nigga because he didn't want to pay that little money for my reg. I ain't like,
They was grasping at any and everything, nigga. That shit was, but that goes into the legal system, man, because you got to grasp at all the straws you can get, especially if you're on the defense side. And a lot of reason that be a lot of reason why it takes so long, man. Like you be hoping against hope that something happened to somebody, man. You know, it'd be trials that go for 10, 12 years.
but that's crazy. I just think that is crazy because y'all nigga will crack down on some bullshit, but y'all not prioritize. I don't know.
But that's what I'm
I don't
saying.
know, but
Different,
that's another reason why I
different
don't
situations,
that.
though.
Like I need to be into that, like the justice side and everything like that. But at the same time, I don't because all that shit is rigged for real. Like,
But it
man,
don't. It's rigged, yeah. But it's rigged for those who got dough, right? Because at the end of the day, Lady Justice is blind, but she greedy as a bitch. So if you got that dough, nigga, yeah,
it's gonna
boy.
happen. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but for the average nigga robbing a nigga for $50,000, nigga, it ain't gonna ever work out for you. It's just not never gonna work out for you, my nigga. It's not.
Mhm.
This is not. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, generally the people you got to rob for $50,000 is motherfuckers care about. You know what I'm saying? And
But
you
my
that's
thing
for
is, you
sure,
don't never
nigga.
know what kind of like guy this dude is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably didn't even have to rob bro for the 50,000. You probably could have. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
they
Like,
had to rob him because he wasn't trying to get that bag up. Did you see the footage? That nigga was holding on to that bag. Personally, if they'd have jacked that motherfucker for me, they'd have took the bag. I'd have probably been shooting at their van, but they could have got that bag because I'm nigga. I already know what time it is. I already know though.
but
You know what
here's
I'm
my
saying?
thing.
Like
Now,
I
now,
already
now,
know
now.
though.
Here it goes
This
back
fifty
to
thousand ain't worth the
where
bullet,
I
nigga. It's
feel
just
like
not.
XXX is a little stupid though, because here's me. At this time,
Bitch.
you are a billboard. You know what I'm saying? You're doing shows. You're doing everything. 50,000 is probably like a pull up appearance for you at this time.
Nigga, they could have had that money so
That's what
fast.
I
They
was
could
about
wish
to
that
say.
motherfucker took the bag
Why
and
you
gone
didn't just
fucking with
let them
me.
have that shit, report that shit, and handle that
I'd have
shit in
been
a
in the
more
store
legal
watching
way
the
and get
surveillance
your
tape like
money back
everybody else. Nigga,
versus
what the fuck you
it
mean?
being
It's
your life.
$50,000.
You know what I mean, nigga? That's how much they pay to get you on the stage to flood out some shit. You could have did 3 shows and made 3 times that, but you gave your life for $50,000, and that's because even though he did have that money, he still was thinking small. He should have been thinking big,
Yeah,
bitch.
man.
You don't understand about the fact of the matter here. That is, nigga, you get this kind of money. Now your son has to grow up without his dad because you couldn't let $50,000 go.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you can't
That's
go
fucking
on living with your life because you couldn't let $50,000 because they was literally trying to get that bag from nigga. They'd have had that. That robbery would have went so fast fucking with me
nigga. Take
because
the
I know when
bag.
I'm
You
got.
didn't take my
I
life
know
because
when
bitch,
I'm
if I
got,
got
nigga.
fifty thousand
Hey,
dollars, that means
especially because the
everything
nigga beside me ran.
for help. What?
The nigga who was in the car next to him ran. This nigga didn't say lean back or nothing. This nigga ran. Nigga, yeah, I'm got. Nigga, the nigga who I thought
Could
I
have
had my
had
back
it.
gone. Nigga, yeah,
Could have
take
had it
this shit,
all.
nigga. Hey, you
Could have
want these
had it
keys
all.
too? Hold on, y'all. Hey, y'all want to split cars? You can have this one. Hey, man, take this shit. Have this shit. I know when I'm got, right? At the end of the day, you live to fight another day, right? And surveillances and all this shit, like
But
all
you
the shit
don't.
that they doing right now, I could have paid to have them motherfuckers do and still got my same justice, right? Like you gotta know when you got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just
He
really
knew he
feel
was gonna
like
die like that. I mean, yeah. You know what I'm
pointless. I just feel
saying?
like it's pointless, and I feel like so many people is allowing money or you know what I mean to dictate what's going on for them, right? No, you need to be able to. If you can make that money, you can let that money go, because as fast as it's
Right,
going, as
because
it's
you
going
can
to come
always
back.
make more money.
People don't think like that. They think like, oh, I need this nigga. Do you know who you is? If you really would have thought in that moment who the fuck you was in that moment of time, that $50,000 ain't shit.
So
Like
look,
it's
when
really
it comes
not
to this
shit.
comment, right? When it comes to this comment, right? I believe he put that energy out there because he was on some.
Oh yeah, his music and
Uh,
how he was talking, like he definitely put that
yeah,
on him in the like
yeah, man.
subconsciously. He wasn't gonna last long because he didn't he pretty I mean, I feel like he definitely sold his soul. I feel like that. But he could have stretched that shit out for a little bit longer shit. Like, you know,
So, but here's the thing, though. You don't have no control over that shit. Once the energy is set, once that path is set, right? It's on, right? And he lived in such a way to where okay, so every man to into onto himself is his own solar system, right?
yeah,
Now, how big your sun is the gravitational pull to who motherfuckers surround you. Motherfuckers who are novas like the Beyonces and the Jay-Z's, the motherfuckers suck in everybody. You know what I'm saying?
everything,
But right. So
every
in
fucking
in,
thing.
in Triple X's situation, he didn't pay attention to that, right? He put such negative energy that only comets crashed his planet, right?
Right.
Everything was just so negative, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and when you wanted that type of energy, even if it's for show, right? Even if you didn't feel like that in real life, right? When you wanted that type of
But
energy,
the
then
subconscious and
things will
submind,
find you,
they don't
right?
know no games. That's why people always say, like me personally, like I used to be like, oh, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke. I don't speak that no more because the subconscious knows no jokes. You saying
Man,
this in a way of thinking you're training yourself when really you're stagnating yourself.
right,
You know what I mean? It's like people don't think about the things that actually leave their mouth really dictate their future and what goes on in their life. If you keep saying, "Oh, I'm for the wish nigga was," I wish somebody would shoot me. Somebody's gonna fucking shoot you, nigga. It don't matter what you say. Where you at?
people don't
You could be walking into your mama house and somebody do the drive by on your next door neighbor. The bullet's gonna hit you because
on some
you
bullshit.
always constantly saying, "I wish a nigga would shoot me." You
Just
won't.
like them niggas, just like you got them niggas that grow up like I never thought I'd live to see past 21. Yeah, nigga, you made it because at some point in time, being in prison, being somebody talk to your ass, you changed that train of thought,
You
nigga,
stop talking
because you
like
made
that
it past that shit.
to
Right,
yourself, right?
right, right. So I'm the same way. I feel the same way, but people don't understand how mental life is, right? A lot of people
Literally.
move off instinct and be, just in motion, right? But your brain, the way you think, the energy that you bring, that's that determination, that grit, that grind, that passion. That shit makes
Man,
shit happen. That's the type of shit that makes shit happen, right?
that's
Of
what really
course,
puts you into
you got to
perspective
put
for real.
actions behind, right?
That
Of
turns the
course, you got to put
wheel.
actions behind it, but those actions don't count unless those thoughts are there, right?
Bruh,
So,
literally, you could do something every single day, but if you don't really have the intention of actually making it or making something out of it, it's nothing. And
right,
it's gonna continue to equate to that because it's just what you're doing. You're not actually having a goal for this. Like, for instance, like this is gonna be kind of tough, and I'm gonna say it right quick because you about to get off. Depression is a mindset too, as well. People keep telling themselves how they feel, so they're falling back into these patterns versus getting out of them and letting that shit coast. You know what I mean?
right,
People like, oh, I'm depressed. Oh, I don't feel, or if something doesn't go their way, oh, that's my life. Or to kill myself. Da da da. But you wonder why when you're sitting by yourself alone, you
indeed.
feel like I can't deal with this. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be here. What's the point of me being here? Because nigga, in every other aspect of the day, you talk about how much you want to kill yourself and how much you don't deserve life.
And
You
that's
got
that's
to you
crazy.
got to speak the value and the love into your existence. And I really feel like back in the day, people used to really speak higher of life and in just each other in general. And it's like that's why them niggas was living 100 and some odd years. They're being
Right?
thankful, they're
Motherfuckers
thankful.
minding their
They're
business.
appreciative of what's being given to them from the earth. Things like that. Nigga, y'all take advantage of everything and life at that, and wonder why
Try to
shit go a
stretch
certain
it,
type of way. Man,
but
I've
that's
been living.
because
I've been
the
so
people who
thankful, and I've been living good ever since. I'm gratitude for so long. For that.
so so back to uh XXX, right? Uh I believe that um I don't want to say the lesson has to be learned through him, but he was one of the ones that really had people thinking like, nigga, really? Which is crazy because there's still more motherfuckers out there flaunting, still motherfuckers out there, doing all this extra
Yeah.
shit, right?
I mean, that's
I
how
believe
Papa
that once
Smoke got hit doing extra shit.
okay, so bet, right? A lot of right. So I believe that now, or I believe that this example should be one of the ones that have people thinking like, dude, first of all, get your ass some cards, bro. Like get your ass some fucking cards. Credit is a beautiful thing. Niggas need to stop being scared of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
But if the
Credit
financial
is a
literacy niggas don't
beautiful
know, that's another
fucking
thing
thing.
too. We're taught
Right.
money is used against us as a black community. So when we get it, niggas gon' yeah, cause now I finally got it.
Especially if you're making the type of money as entertainers are making, credit is everything,
Yeah,
right? So niggas really need to start, researching and getting into credit and how to build theirs, and not living without it or being scared to use a credit card or fucking any of that shit, right?
yeah,
Niggas need to start living, stereotype, because niggas was raised to be scared of credit and
yep,
anything that accumulate extra bills. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, we stay away from that shit. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? But
Now it comes a time where it's like you need all that shit. You wondering
so
why
fucking
this shit
important.
fucked up.
So fucking important,
That financial literacy
especially
is
if you have a
important.
job and you work. And so, yeah, financial literacy is definitely a thing that in the black community needs to be pushed,
I feel
right?
like it needs to be pushed in schools in general because yeah, the
Definitely
black community is
by
my
like the third or fourth grade.
yes.
Definitely.
They should
You know
know
what I'm
as
saying?
soon as you can count, nigga, you need to be knowing what you could do with your
Right,
brain, with your money, with your investments, with everything. Because I want to be
right.
look at
So in that
it's
fact
just too
again,
much. It's just too
so
much.
in that fact again, people, you gotta learn how to start living right, right? Like, so get you some cars, man. Run around with all that cash. This is not
It's
safe,
not safe.
right? At all. Like, not even hardly. Um, and be humble. Humility is it's definitely a thing. You know
It
what I'm
is,
saying?
and the most rich person can what that humble rich person could be in any room and not feel threatened because you're not making yourself seem like you better than somebody or you have this, you have that. That's what make people want to take from you because it's like you blasting it in their face.
Rich people live the most normal ass lives.
Bro, they do a whole bunch of nothing. Like we sit back and I realize that shit. Like just from watching the Kardashians, like I literally sit back and watch them sit on their nice ass gazebos outside, text and talk, go out to eat, do regular chill shit, catch flights, do regular chill shit, vibing out, do regular chill ass shit. While we out here
Right,
spending all our money going crazy. What the hell?
right. So again, rest in peace to my man though. But we gotta start living better, people. You know what I'm saying? That man was minding his business trying to buy himself a motorcycle. For all them thirsty ass, buster ass niggas out there, man, y'all niggas need to find better avenues of getting y'all paper up.
Yeah.
Niggas ain't got no kind of talents. You know what I'm saying? No type of motherfucking, you know
But
what I
no,
mean?
and that's what
Like,
it
if you
is.
go work the
People
streets, nigga,
rather
work the streets.
somebody else than to actually apply, whatever it is that they are interested in or to actually put forth their energy into whatever it is that they are passionate about. They rather just take it from somebody else and actually put in that work. Because
Gotta have a better appreciation of life for sure. Because again, I don't want to put everybody in battle mode, so I'm not gonna say that they killing a lot of our soldiers off because a lot of these people were meant to be soldiers. A lot of these people were meant to be titans of industry. A lot of these people were meant to be scholars. A lot of these people were meant to be, inventors. Whatever the hell the creator had in store for them dudes before them dudes decided to snuff their life out on some bullshit. Like, we gotta really cut that shit the fuck out. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? We got way too much going against us for us to be taking down us. And I know me saying the shit ain't really gonna amount to much shit, but at the end of the day, it's a real shit, right? Like,
but
niggas gotta have a
it's
better
a fruit for thought
appreciation.
though. You saying is putting it out there and somebody gonna catch it.
Right. And I hope that
Somebody
they
gonna
do
catch
because, nigga, life is a good thing. Niggas might want to start living it than try to, take it away from others or destroy it themselves because prison ain't living.
it. It's
That's for
not, and I
fucking
feel like
sure.
people get there and then it's like, oh, why would I do this to myself? Did I
Man,
what?
I gotta start thinking. I
Like
gotta start
what?
thinking,
Now
bro.
you want to use your brain because you are around niggas all day. You miss looking at coochie. Yeah, that's what you get. You wasn't thinking about that when you was trying to take this nigga shit for no reason.
For no fucking reason though. No.
Like what I don't respect about new age crime and beef and shit like that is back in the day there was a reason. Okay, if niggas is doing something, if niggas is killing you, if niggas knock you off, you'd have did something super fucking foul, or niggas gonna beat your ass. You know what I mean? But nowadays it's just doop, life is so
Hey,
invaluable. Like doop, gone.
here's what's so fucked up to me, right? Right. So I'm a jack boy. I was in and out of establishments though. I never seen the point in robbing a dope man. Where you go get your dope from at that point? You know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit, that type of math never
And
mathed to
you,
me.
you, you,
Because
you
once you
don't
jack
think
this
you
nigga
have
for
to
his few
randomly having
keys,
all this dope and go put a target on your back because
so you know what I'm saying? I've always ran along those. Like I've never been a nigga to run in houses because nigga, we in the hood where everybody is broke. The fuck I look like running in your house? You ain't got shit either. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit.
taking somebody else's bare minimum. That's not fair.
Robbing an
They
old
work
lady
just
for
as
her
hard.
purse, nigga. How much you think this bitch gonna have in her purse? You know what I'm saying? Like
Take
nigga,
it
what
though.
the
It don't
fuck?
matter if it's 250 or 250. Literally, they gonna take it. Two hundred
So
fifty
I've
dollars,
never
two
been.
dollars and 50 cents.
Although I have a criminalistic past, I am a villain of sorts. I've always been kind of, I've always had a humane, you know, my whole shit is the shit I'm taking is secured or insured. So you'll get that shit back one day, eventually,
I'm about to say
whatever.
I'm the
You
kind
know
of
what
person
I'm
like I'm not
saying?
into
It'll
stealing
come
or
back. You
anything
know what I
like
mean?
that. But I'm not saying from a person or like a mom and pop establishment, but like big corporation, Walmart's, Targets, all that shit, banks, all that shit. Man, y'all got hella money. Y'all got something to give. That's how I've always felt. That's just my personal opinion. I ain't never
Right.
felt no other way about that. But people that's you know what I'm saying, like robbing people's houses and stealing money for your mama or your uncle. For what? What is you doing all that for? When not
Right.
about to, you probably just gotta ask. That's
Right.
crazy. That's
And
crazy.
even if you don't ask, man, it's a whole lot of ways of getting the money up out of the streets without having to take a life. You know what I mean? And that's what I guess is
That's
more
what's the
important to
worst part
me.
because people don't care no more. They just man, I'm talking about it's sad. People's dropping like flies, and there's really nothing that we can do about it as a community, but try to promote love.
Gotta
That's why
promote that
love
love,
more
man.
than us, because we just want to just have everybody love each other.
Hey man, we love everybody and everybody love us. That's how that goes. That's why we are powered by the people, which is also why this has been another great goddamn episode. You know what I'm talking about? Hey man, do all the likes, sharing, and subscribing that you're supposed to do to show support for your boy and your girl. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we are who we are on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? Well, Trillionaire Toads up there. I probably got different tags, but I'm not flyer on everything. So, you know what I'm saying?
Follow me,
Hit
I
us.
follow back. You guys, I love you and
You
appreciate
know,
you.
talk
So
about
fun.
love you all. Peace.
Peace.
And I was like,
That's even worse. Because it's
grab
like,
my
why
shit,
you
put it back over me, and tucked into it like a burrito roll myself.
yeah, that's me for sure. Like, you ain't go get it
Like,
this
bitch, you
time.
want to take it this time, right?
You got to pull hard.
Bet
Yeah.
you